Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between and beyond. This is Irish Coffee to Go. I'm your host and resident Europort smartass Scatter, and today I give you the year 2025 in retrospect. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. Shall we? We shall. It was election day in November of 2024, and no matter how many rubles Putin spent to influence the election, his preferred candidate lost in Moldova. Just kidding. I know Americans don't really care about Europe, so they most likely don't really care about Putin bribing voters to vote for pro Russian candidates in European countries either. Jokes aside, though, he got exactly what he wanted in the US. Well, kinda. Which is an easy to manipulate, easy to impress, easy to fool and ridicule wannabe dictator manshot with an IQ below the current body temperature of Charlie Kirk. At least he thought so. Just like Benjamin Netanyahu. Both of them thought they got a great deal here, and to some level they certainly did. But Trump is kind of trapped between door and the door frame as he attempts to dance on two weddings because the geopolitical goals of Israel and Russia are of an opposing nature in quite a lot of regards. No matter how similar they behave and even try to outdo each other when it comes to committing war crimes and genocides on the people living across the border to create more Lebensraum or living space for their own people by aggressively expanding through annexation. Which brings us to the first fail of our great peace president, Donald Trump, the 24-hour peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, that one didn't really happen. But it gave us a good idea of why our parents were usually telling us not to make promises we can't keep. But as if that wasn't enough, he claimed to have stopped several more wars, even those that didn't happen, like the non-existent war between Kosovo and Serbia. Yeah, it's easy to claim victory in regards to peace treaties between certain countries if the crowd you are speaking to can't even find said countries on a map, leave alone find their neighbor Venezuela on a map.
Let's just go over a few basics because maybe you don't know where Venezuela is. Like me, all right? I know it's in South America. Very good. There it is. Now, be honest, when you look at that map, who knows exactly which country it is? I know it's at the tippy top. There it is, Venezuela. I had a feeling.
Yeah, well done, Cranium. You aced it. Now you're on the same level of education as a fifth grader. I mean, seriously, who would have thought the people glazing the most imperialist president for the elites are that dumb? Anyway, another issue is how the anticipatory obedience of some institutionalized organs made it far easier for him to overrun government structures, which didn't result in the desired decentralized small government a lot of his voters hoped for by having all the efforts focus on debureaucratization. No, it resulted in less checks and balances for the most predatory entities the US had to offer, including Trump himself and his former butt buddy Musk. Which brings us to Doge. For an example, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau got terminated by Doge so big corporations can more effectively scam people out of their hard-earned money with bullshit fees for services said companies would never provide. And amongst others, FEMA, Social Security, and the ACA have been rendered almost incapacitated, almost inoperable, or plain useless. And that's just the tip of the Doge-shaped iceberg, but still important. Because a lot of people who paid into Social Security their entire life are now stuck in a situation where they are not getting any money back from it at all, or just parts of it. And they can't even reach out to people because all the staff has been released. Like they have just been unemployed at this point. Now, when it comes to the ACA, it's less of an issue in regards to Doge as it is an issue in regards to the Big Beautiful Bill. I'm pretty sure he didn't think about Clinton when he came up with that name. Now, in regards to FEMA, wildfires and floods have now an easy game, destroying people's lives, like the flood in Texas, which caused girls in the camp to die. Because every FEMA measure costing more than $100,000 has to be approved by DEI hire Kristi Noem. Yeah. And in that case, we are legitimately talking about DEI standing for didn't earn it. After Anna Kasparian already blamed them for the wildfires in the Palisades, it would be fun to watch her blame the homeless people now for the flood in California. Okay, let's speed run this for a sec because this is taking way too long if I go through all of it. The embodiment of a spastic outbreak and physical representation of the best argument for eugenics, Elon Musk steals private information of all American citizens. Job and spending cuts across the board. Crazy plane crashes happening thanks to Trump's and Elon's cuts. Signalgate happens. Vance visiting the Pope. After the visit, Pope Francis nopes the fuck out. And an American gets to be the new Pope who already pissed off Trump and Vance. Zelensky gets spit roasted in the White House. The new German Chancellor trolls Trump with the birth certificate of his grandfather. Probably by accident, because Frederick Merz is the kind of idiot who rarely is the smartest guy in the room. But since he was sharing the room with Donald Trump, I would cut him some slack here. Trump's tariffs making penguins go. Trump makes ICE go Gestapo. Trump bombs Iran. No King's protests fill the void Black Lives Matter has left behind. Trump sends military to American cities. Trump choking on Putin's knob. No peace deal though. Trump sends $40 billion to Argentina after Argentina takes soybean market share from American farmers. Charlie gets kirked and an ideology is classified as a terrorist organization as Trump tried to silence Jimmy Kimmel. Inflation rises from 2.4% in September 2024 to 3% in September 2025 thanks to Trump's tariffs until Trump decides they should stop tracking inflation. Also, Mamdani wins, but more about that in a different video. Israel violates Trump's peace deal in less than 24 hours, having killed hundreds of civilians ever since. Trump causes longest shutdown in U.S. history. Trump starts a war with Venezuela immediately after FIFA awards him with a fake freaking peace prize. Like, of all entities, it is FIFA that is awarding him with a peace prize. You can't make this shit up, man. Seriously. 0 jobs gained since April. Recession is already setting in some of the states. You might as well just call it Trump session. And of course, how could anybody forget about it? The Epstein files and Trump's attempts to cover those up. And that's just the dumb shit I remember. There was way more than that. So it's no wonder that Donald Trump's approval ratings are tanking hard. And rightfully so, to be honest. If this is just a foreshadowing of what is going to happen next year, and mind you, a lot of people were already speculating at the beginning of this year what is going to happen next year. And Donald Trump somehow was able to prove them wrong, but in the worst way possible. Like, you had economists who were basically sitting there expecting the inflation rate to rise up to 3% in 2026. Not in September of 2025. So, yeah, man. America is in for a tough time, I guess. And with that being said, that's it for today. Depending on where you're living and what time of the day it is, I wish you a good morning, good day, good evening, or a good night. Have a great one. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.
This is your president, Donald J. Trump. I would really like to advise you to like and share and subscribe to this channel. It's a wonderful channel. You have never seen such a great channel before, trust me. Thanks for your attention to this matter, DJT. Ow, ow.